Hello friends, today we will discuss some extension part of removable singularity. Removable singularity. Okay. Removable singularity. We know that singularity is a point at which function is not analytic. Then we have two singularities mainly, isolated singularity and non-isolated singularity. Isolated singularity means it is a singularity such that if we take out that point, then in the neighborhood of that point, there is at least one singularity of that function. That is called isolated singularity. And what about non-isolated singularity? Such a singularity in which every neighborhood contains at least one non-singularity again, at least one singularity again. Okay, that is called non-isolated and isolated singularity. So we have seen the definition of and then removable singularity. What about removable singularity? A singularity is said to be z equal to z0 is said to be removable if limit as z approaches to z0 of that f of z exists. If this limit exists, then we say that the singularity at z equal to z0 is removable, isn't it? So we will extend this part of removable singularity, that is, in removable singularity, that means what? If this exists, say this is L. How to remove this singularity now? Define this function f of z for z not equal to z0 and equal to L for z equal to z0. In this case, the function becomes analytic at z equal to z0. So we can remove the singularity by redefining the given function. By redefining the given function, and its limit exists and it is equal to what? L. That means what? Mod of this limit as z tends to z0 is less than or equal to mod of this f z less than or equal to some constant capital M, where M is greater than 0. That means what? This function is bounded for z tends to z0. So suppose that f has a removable singularity at a point z0c, then there is a function analytic at z0 such that f of z equal to g of z for all z in deleted neighborhood of z, z0. In the for z not equal to z0, f of z equal to, we have defined it as gz equal to this one and g of z0 equal to whatever the limit is there. Okay, so there is such that f z equal to gz for all z in a deleted neighborhood of z0. In particular, it is bounded near z0. That means what? If function has a removable singularity at z equal to z0, then limit exists. That means mod of that limit less than or equal to some constant. That means it is bounded near z0. That means it is 1. This is the one of the important result of removable singularity. But this Riemann's removable singularity theorem says if f has an isolated singularity at z0, then z equal to z0 is removable singularity if and only if one of the following conditions holds. Any one of, either f is bounded in a deleted neighborhood of z0, limit of f z as z tends to z0 exists, and third, limit as z tends to z0 of z minus z0 into f of z equal to 0. So what we are saying, an isolated singularity is a removable singularity at z equal to z0 if and only if one of these three holds. That means number one, f is bounded in deleted neighborhood. That means what? If f has an removable singularity at z0, then f is bounded in deleted neighborhood of z0. Conversely, if f is bounded in a deleted neighborhood of z0, then z0 is the removable singularity of f of z. Similarly, if z0 is a removable singularity of f of z, then limit as z tends to z0 of f of z exists. Conversely, if limit as z tends to z0 of f of z exists, then this f of z has a removable singularity at z tends to or at z equal to z0. Similarly, if f has a removable singularity at z equal to z0, then limit as z tends to z0 of z minus z0 into f of z equal to 0. Conversely, if limit as z tends to z0 of z minus z0 equal to f of z, then the singularity z0 is removable singularity of f of z. These are the three cases here. That is called Riemann's removable singularity theorem. Now, suppose that f has an isolated singularity at z0. So we consider isolated singularity at z0. We know that then f is analytic in some deleted neighborhood of z0, say 0 less than mod z minus z0 less than delta. Because what is the definition of isolated singularity? Z equal to z0 is said to be an isolated singularity of f of z if there exists a neighborhood, right? There exists a neighborhood of z0 in which this function is analytic at least one point, in which function is analytic. So there should be exist a neighborhood having radius delta at which function is analytic. Okay. Now, first of all, we show that limit as z tends to z0, z minus z0 into f of z equal to 0 implies z0 is removable singularity. So third we are going. Suppose that this satisfies and prove that the singularity is removable singularity. For this we define a function h of z by h of z equal to z minus z0 into f of z for this deleted neighborhood and equal to 0 for z equal to z0. We'll define this function h of z by using this. Now, by hypothesis this3, as this one holds, h is continuous at z0. Why? Because limit of h of z as z tends to z0 equal to this term equal to 0, and which is nothing but f of h of z0. So what we obtain here, limit as z tends to z0 of h of z, which is limit as z tends to z0 of f of z, we are given it is equal to 0, implies, and what about h of z is there? H of z0 equal to 0. These two are equal. So we can say that h of z is continuous at z equal to z0. So no doubt we get h is continuous at z equal to z0. Now, as f is analytic in the deleted neighborhood of z0, so hz is also analytic in the deleted neighborhood of this z0. F is, because we have considered as f is analytic, we consider here from which what, as f has isolated singularity, then f is analytic in some deleted neighborhood of z0. So as f is analytic in deleted neighborhood of z0, we are multiplying that by z minus z0, which is h of z. Therefore h of z is also analytic in deleted neighborhood of this z0. Hence, it follows by corollary that suppose f is continuous on a domain D and analytic on deleted of domain from z0 for some z0 belongs to D, then f is analytic on whole D. So here we have h is analytic in deleted neighborhood. It is continuous on this deleted neighborhood. Therefore, h should be analytic in whole deleted neighborhood. This means that h is analytic in throughout this neighborhood containing z0 also. Now, for z not equal to z0, let z be defined by g of z equal to h of z minus h of z0 divided by h minus z0, z minus z0, which is equal to h of z upon z minus z0, as h of z0 is equal to 0. As limit z tends to z0 of g of z, we find limit z tends to z0 of h of z upon z minus z0 limit z tends to z0 of z minus z0 f of z upon z minus z0, right? Z minus z0 into f of z upon z minus z0. These two cancels as z is not exactly equal to z0. So limit as z tends to z0 of f of z is equal to, what about this? This is your h of z0. This is, if I take limit as z tends to z0 of g of z, it is equal to h dash at z0. So what we are getting, limit as z tends to z0 of g of z equal to, we are getting h dash at z0, and g equal to f for z not equal to z0. G equal to f for z not equal to z0. So what is g here? G we have defined by h of z upon z minus z0, and it is equal to f. Is it f? What is f? F of z equal to hz upon z minus z0. Hz upon z minus z0. And here also, gz is what? Hz upon z minus z0. So g is equal to f for z not equal to z0 there. Thus, when 3 holds, then f can be extended to a analytic in the deleted neighborhood. So f has a removable singularity at z equal to z0. F has, means you can remove the singularity as it is analytic in this whole disk. So we can remove the singularity. So if I remove the singularity, then it is called removable singularity. Removable singularity. Now, this is for first. Let limit as z tends to z0 f z exist. Suppose limit at z tends to z0 f of z equal to k. Conversely, you are taking k. Suppose this limit exists and that is equal to some k, for k is any constant. Therefore, limit as z tends to z0 z minus z0 into f of z. Conversely, suppose that what we are taking conversely suppose that f has means conversely suppose that z0 is a removable singularity. Removable singularity. F has a removable singularity, right? Then what we can say that, therefore, it is a definition of removable singularity that limit as z tends to z0 f of z exists. Suppose it is equal to some k, where k is any constant. Therefore, limit as z tends to z0, z minus z0 into f of z equal to limit of this into limit of this. That is z minus z0 into k. Now, as z tends to z0, z minus z0 tends to 0, and 0 times k equal to 0. So if f has a removable singularity, or if f z0 is a removable singularity of f, then this limit is equal to 0. So both part we proved. Now 2 implies 3. Okay. What we will go? We proved if a function has removable singularity, then 3 holds. Now we will show 3 implies 2 and then 2 implies 1. So all are equivalent there. All are equivalent. Now we will go for this. 2 implies 3. Now 2 implies what? What is 2 your? We will go for 2 implies 3. What is 2 your? Suppose limit as z tends to z0 f of z exists. That means what? This implies z0 is a removable singularity. Z0 is a removable singularity. Not only removable, it is isolated singularity also. Now suppose 1 holds. Then, so this is obvious. So it is obvious thing that it is isolated as well as removable. Removable imply, and if we consider removable, then 3rd holds, no doubt. Now suppose 1 holds, then mod f z less than or equal to m, that is bounded near z0. 1 holds means what? 1 holds means what? Suppose f is bounded in deleted neighborhood of z0. That means what? As f is bounded in deleted neighborhood of z0, then mod f of z is bounded by m for deleted neighborhood of z0 and for a small r greater than 0. Now the Laurent coefficients ak given by, if it is in the analytic or bounded in the annulus, then we know that this can be f of z can be expressed in the Laurent series expansion, where the Laurent series coefficients can be found out by using this mod of ak equal to mod of 1 upon 2 pi I integral over this circle having center at z0 and radius r of f of z upon z minus z0 to the power k plus 1 of dz. This is less than or equal to 1 upon 2 pi. Actually, it is 1 upon 2 pi. Not necessary to take I also, isn't it? This is not necessary to take I also because modulus is there. M upon 2 pi, 1 upon r to the power k plus 1 because this is r to the power k plus 1 into this 2 pi. 2 pi into r. 2 pi into r because mod f of z less than or equal to m. 1 upon 2 pi I we have taken. Now this will be only mod 2 pi you can take. If I take mod of 2 pi I is 2 pi. Okay. Then r to the power k plus 1. This is not I again. And what is integral over mod z minus z0 having radius r with respect to z? It is a perimeter and perimeter is 2 pi r. Okay. So I is not here, I is not here. So you get m upon r to the power k. 2 pi cancels. And so coefficients ak will tends to 0 as r tends to 0. As r tends to 0. Isn't it? So when k less than 0, then ak equal to 0. When minus k belongs to n, that is limit as z tends to 0, 0, f of z exists, and therefore z0 is a removable singularity of f. Z0 is a removable singular. So these are the constants when k is less than 0. That means analytic. That is negative powers of z are absent, and if negative powers of z are absent, then all positive powers will be there, non-negative powers will be there, and if non-negative powers only occurs, then we can say that it is analytic part only, and therefore it is analytic, and therefore z0 is a removable singularity of f. Okay, and if it is removable, then 3 holds, then 2 holds, then 1 holds. So this is about this Riemann's removable singularity theorem. So what is the use of this? If we know that an isolated singularity is a removable singularity, then either f is bounded in deleted neighborhood of z0, or limit as z tends to z0 of f of z exists, or limit as z tends to z0 of z0 of z minus z0 into f of z equal to 0. In other way, we can say that z0 is isolated singularity and it is bounded in deleted neighborhood of z0, then it is removable. Similarly, z0 is isolated singularity and limit of f of z exists, then it is called removable singularity. And if z0 is isolated singularity and this condition is satisfied, then z0 is the removable singularity of that function. Removable singularity of that function that we are going to do. Now, we have one remark. If f and g are analytic and if both have a 0 of order n at z0, then we may write f of z equal to z minus z0 to the power n f of z. This is straightforward. When we say that the function has a 0, when we say that the function has a, if f and g are analytic and if both have a 0 of order n at z0, if so function has 0 of order n means it should be multiplied by z minus z0 to the power n into other function f0 of z, and g of z equal to again z minus z0 to the power n into some other function g0 of z, where f0 and g0 are both analytic and non-zero at z0. Therefore, limit as z tends to z0, f of z upon g of z equal to this upon this cancels. We get f0 of z0 upon g0 of z0 because they are non-zero. And it exists. This shows that fz upon gz has a removable singularity at z0. So what is the remark here? If f and g both are analytic and both have a 0 of order n, same order, then f by g has a removable singularity at z0. F upon g has a removable singularity at z0. What is the condition here? These two, if f and g both are polynomials or functions having zeros of same order at z0, or at same point, then f by g has a removable singularity at z0. Now, for example, suppose f1z equal to e to the power z minus 1 upon z, and f2z equal to z minus sin z upon z into sin z. What about f1z? f1z has a 0 of order 1, right? Has a 0 of order 1 at z equal to 0. Similarly, f2z also has a 0 of order 1 at z equal to 0. Correct? Therefore, sorry, 1 minute. Here, I will take these two. Suppose, now here, I will consider f1z is this one. f1z equal to e to the power z minus 1 upon z. From this, I will consider f1 dash or g1z equal to e to the power z minus 1 and g2z equal to z. Now, g1z has a 0 of order 1 at z equal to 0 because at z equal to 0, e to the power z minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, we will get 0. Similarly, g2z has a 0 at z equal to 0 because if I take z equal to 0, g2 also equal to 0. So g1 and g2 both have zeros of same order at z equal to 0. Therefore, g1 upon g2 has a removable singularity at z equal to 0. So f1z has a removable singularity at z equal to 0. Because of that also you can go there. Okay, actually by using that result also you can show that, because this has a limit at z tends to z0, this is a finite limit. Similarly, we can find limit at z tends to 0 of this. Here also z minus sin z has a 0 at z equal to 0 because at z equal to 0 this becomes 0 minus 0, right? So this numerator has a 0 at z equal to 0 and it is of order 1. Denominator also has a 0 at z equal to 0 of order 1. Therefore, this upon this has a removable singularity at z0, z equal to z0, z equal to z0. So by using that result, we can show that here. Okay. We have one more example of such type. Consider the function f of z equal to 1 minus z square cosec pi z. What this example is 1 minus z square into cosec pi z. Cosec means 1 upon sine. Right, cosec pi z means 1 upon sine pi z. So this is 1 minus z square upon sine pi z something. We know that this function is analytic except at which where sine pi z 0. Where sine pi z 0. That means pi z equal to something n pi. Pi z equal to n pi means z equal to n, and n belongs to means set of integers. N is what? Set of integers. Therefore, f is analytic everywhere except from set of integers, that is c minus z0, or c except z. This z is set of integers, and so f can be expressed as a Laurent series about 0. Considering the location of the singularities of f of z, we see that the Laurent series about 0 is valid for 0 less than mod z less than 1. Clearly, f extends to be analytic both at integers means what? If I take period less than 1, this is greater than 0. In this annulus, it should be analytic, and if it is analytic, then Laurent series expansion holds. Clearly, f extends to analytic both at z equal to 1 and z equal to minus 1. You can go up to plus 1 and up to minus 1. This shows that the largest open set on which Laurent expansion for f of z about 0 converges in this mod z 0 less than mod z less than 2. So you can take after 1, it will be 2 there, and therefore you will get this one analysis. Moreover, for the function such as gz is equal to cosec pi z, there exist infinitely many Laurent series about the origin. For functions g, the Lorentz series about 0 is valid in dk, where z in C, whose period is from k to k plus 1. That means if I take k is equal to 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, the Lorentz series is valid there, as it is not analytic only at integers, and between those points this is analytic function. So Lorentz series is permissible for this term. Okay, so this is about more about removable singularity. Removable singularity. Okay, so we have number one, zero and singularity, regular point and singular point. First of all, regular point and then singular. Regular point means the point at which function is analytic. Singular point means the point at which function is not analytic. Then isolated and non-isolated. Isolated singularity and non-isolated. Isolated means there exists at least one neighborhood. There exists some neighborhood in which function is analytic. And non-isolated means what? There is, for every neighborhood of that singularity, there is at least one again singularity, and therefore it is called non-isolated and isolated. Then for isolated we have removable singularity. Isolated we have removable singularity there. And then second part is essential, that we will look after that. Okay, so this is about these singularities we have taken here. The remaining part we will take in next lecture.